Are you looking for the best Bluetooth speakers? In this video we will look at some of the best Bluetooth speakers. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 10. On the list is just an honorable mention. It's still a great speaker, but honestly, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go with this one. Number 9. Is the BlueTeas Player Plus GPS speaker. This is the most expensive speaker on the list, priced at $250, although you might find it for a lower price on their website. Check it out through the YouTube shopping tab if you're interested. The reason this speaker is more expensive is that it does much more than just play music. First, it has a touchscreen on the front, which none of the other speakers in this video have. This speaker is designed for golfers. It has a built-in GPS that shows the distance to the hole, provides driving distances, tells you the par of the hole, and even warns you about nearby hazards. Another feature I love is the strong magnet, which lets you attach it securely to your golf cart. It's IPX7 water resistant, so you can use it in the rain, though it's not dust resistant, so avoid sand pits. Also, it works as a power bank, so if you need to charge your phone while on the course, you can plug it in with the USB-C or USB Type-A ports. It's not the best sounding speaker, but it still sounds really good. It's expensive at $250, but if you're a golfer, it's a great investment. I golf regularly, and although there are other golf speakers out there, this one is my favorite, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a new Bluetooth speaker for the course. Number 8. Is the Marshall Emberton 2? I grew up playing in bands, and I've always had a soft spot for Marshall amps. So, when I found out they made a Bluetooth speaker, I had to try it. The Emberton 2 is one of the more expensive speakers on the list, costing $170, but sometimes it's on sale for around $150. It has IP67 water and dust resistance, and you can pair multiple Marshall speakers together for stereo sound. When it comes to sound quality, it's great. It has decent bass and treble, creating a full sound. It also has a 30-hour battery life, although I didn't test it for the full 30 hours, but it was solid. My favorite part of the speaker is the design. It feels durable with its rubber exterior and metal grille, and it looks just like an amplifier. It has a cool, classic design. There's also a gold button on top for play/pause, volume control, and fast forward. While it sounds great, it's not the best sounding speaker on the list. But it feels premium, and I love how it looks like an amplifier. The 30-hour battery life is the best of any speaker on this list. Number 7. Is the Tribit StormBox Micro 2. This speaker is an amazing deal at just $60. While there are other small speakers on the list, I think this one sounds the best, though there's another one I'll mention later that's close. The Tribit made the list because it offers great sound quality for its price, is the perfect size, and has a handy rubber strap on the back for easy attachment to things like handlebars. One of the best features is that it also works as a portable battery pack for your phone. The speaker has a 47 mAh battery, which powers the speaker and can charge your devices. It's also IP67 water and dust resistant, making it ideal for the beach, pool parties, or any situation where you need a durable, small Bluetooth speaker. When it comes to sound, I was really impressed. The bass was solid, the treble clear, and the overall sound was full. For just $60, it blew me away. Tribit. I obviously talked about another Tribit speaker earlier in the video, but this one, in my opinion, is probably the best value speaker that they make. I haven't tried all their speakers, so I can't tell you that for sure, but from my experience, this is a great way to go. Number 6. The Soundcore Select 4. In my opinion, this is the best value speaker on the entire list, and the reason for that is because you can buy this speaker on Amazon right now for $25. Now sure, the regular retail price according to Soundcore is $50, but I have literally never seen it for that price point other than on Soundcore's website. I think even when Amazon is not running a sale, it's usually only a $30 speaker, and for that price point, the sound quality, the size, and the versatility are amazing. This speaker is ridiculous. First of all, it's lightweight and incredibly small. It's IP67 water and dust resistant, and it's so cheap. But what really blew me away about this speaker was the way that it sounded for that price. I mean, it sounded genuinely solid. Obviously, it's not going to win any sound awards, but for that price point, I can't think of a better value speaker. Design-wise, it's fine. It gets the job done. This color was the $25 color on Amazon. Maybe that's why this was so cheap, because this colorway kind of sucks, but there are other color options out there for you, like white, black, and other color combinations. But, I mean, shoot, for like $25 to $30, this is a very easy impulse purchase. Soundcore claims that this speaker can get up to 20 hours of battery life, which is pretty decent for the size. Overall, it's a great budget option, and I definitely think it's worth the price. Number 5. The JBL Clip 5. This mini Bluetooth speaker comes in at a retail price of just $80, and it features one of the most handy things any of these Bluetooth speakers have, a clip, which is why it's called the Clip 5. This clip and this form factor make this speaker incredibly versatile. You can connect it to your backpack when you're going on a hike, you can bring it to the beach with you and hang it somewhere, and you can hang it in the shower because it's IP67 water and dust resistant. But my favorite thing about this speaker is that it actually sounds amazing for the size, and just in general. Sure, it's not going to win any sound quality awards when compared to some of the other speakers on the list, but for the size and for the $80 price point, usually less, this is really impressive. Some other benefits of the JBL Clip 5 are that it has multi-point connection, so you can connect it to multiple devices. When it comes to battery life, JBL claims that it has a max battery life of up to 15 hours. Of course, being a JBL, there are tons of different color options available, so you can find this in purples, greens, camos, and pretty much any colorway that you would want. The only downside that I found with this speaker is the fact that it can't stand up vertically like this if you're putting it on a table. It has to rest like that, which isn't that huge of a deal because it does project the sound kind of out like this, but I would have preferred if it had two rubber feet so you could stand it vertically like this. But I'm not going to lie, this has been my go-to shower speaker, so I really love this device. Number 4 is the Soundcore Boom 2. This speaker is by far the loudest speaker on the list, and it comes in at a retail price of $129, which is pretty amazing, especially because you can usually get it on sale for way less. Now, I know for a lot of people this might seem pretty high up on the list for what it actually is. It's a $120 speaker that feels relatively cheap, although it is very weighty, I've got to admit. But where this speaker really shines is its party ability, as I like to call it. This speaker is perfect for pool parties because it's waterproof and it floats. It's only IPX7 rated, not IP67 rated, which means it's not dustproof, but if you're only worried about water, then this is a great way to go. It's got this awesome handle, which I realize might sound dumb, but it's one of the features that I love about it because it genuinely makes it so much easier to lug around, and you can like boombox it if you want. It's got LED lights on either side of the speaker, and it's stupid loud. Let's be real, it's not as loud as some of the more expensive options that I didn't talk about on today's list, or regular sound systems, but it can get very, very loud for what it is. You can also bass boost. There's a bass boost button which really does add a lot more bass. It kind of distorts the sound a little bit, but for a party that's not filled with audiophiles who aren't listening to every little note, this is totally fine. In fact, this is actually perfect for that. Now again, it's not dust resistant, which I think is kind of a bummer, but it probably would be more expensive if it was, which means it might not be the best beach speaker if you're just throwing it in the sand. According to Soundcore, this speaker has a battery life of up to 24 hours. I wasn't able to test it for the full 24 hours, but because of its size, I wouldn't be surprised if it fits a larger battery than some of the other speakers on today's list. I just think this speaker is a good time with the LEDs, the loud sound, the bass boost, and for the price point, it's a really great party speaker. Number 3 is the Beats Pill. The new Beats Pill is the return of the classic Beats Pill speaker from years ago, and now that Beats is owned by Apple, it's got all the signature Apple touches in great industrial design. First of all, this gold color that they recently released, I think, is by far the best color. It's so clean looking. You've got gold, you've got black, you've got red. I went for the gold because I thought it looked amazing, and aesthetically, I think it's a gorgeous looking speaker. The design is very clean. You've got a metal grille with the Beats logo on the front, and then you've got this very nice, soft touch rubber on the back, which makes it feel very durable. If you drop it, you're not going to break it. Of course, it's also IP67 water and dust resistant, so you're not going to break your $150 speaker. That's also, by the way, the price point of the speaker, $150. It's on sale right now for $99, so you can check it out through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. But the standard retail price is $150. Now, as you're probably used to with anything made by Apple, there are a lot of pros, but there are also a few cons. The pros are that this speaker sounds amazing. Apple has done a really good job of getting excellent sound quality, and this speaker sounds amazing, especially for the size. It also connects to Apple devices like a set of AirPods, so it's incredibly quick and seamless. Android devices also aren't a problem. It's just a standard Bluetooth speaker in that regard, so it's easy to connect to. You can use it as a speakerphone, and it'll connect to your voice assistant. I won't say any names because I don't want to set anyone's speakers off. Like many other speakers on the list, you can get two of them and create stereo audio, which is a nice effect. But one of my favorite things about this device is that it actually has a USB-C port on the back. Like most of these speakers, it supports USB-C, and if you plug this into your computer, you can have lossless audio. But now let's get to some downsides, and there aren't a lot, but there are some. First of all, unlike a lot of the other speakers on this list, this does not have multi-point connection, so you can only connect to one device at a time. Secondly, there's no customizable EQ like there is with a lot of the other speakers that have apps. A lot of those speakers allow you to adjust the sound depending on your preferences. Most people who are buying these speakers probably won't do that, so it's not a huge deal for most people, but for audiophiles out there, this might not be the right choice. While Apple claims that this speaker has 24 hours of battery life, I didn't find that to be the case. It still has great battery life, but not 24 hours. Overall, I think it's a great-looking speaker. It actually sounds amazing. The bass is surprisingly good, which makes sense because it is a Beats speaker. Some of the features that you get with this speaker, especially if you're an Apple user, make this kind of a must-have if you're someone who is completely in the Apple ecosystem. I think out of all the speakers on this list, if that's what you care about, being able to easily connect to this device and have it work with all your Apple devices seamlessly, this is the speaker to grab. Number 2. The JBL Flip 6. Whenever I think about Bluetooth speakers, I usually think about some version of a JBL Flip, and the JBL Flip 6 is the latest of the JBL Flip line. It comes in at a retail price of $130, and I think it's one of the most versatile speakers on the entire list. Sound quality on this speaker is excellent. It's definitely better than most of the other speakers on today's list in terms of bass treble and just overall clarity. In my opinion, it's not as good as Number 1. Spot, but we'll get to that in a second. But when you consider the price, it's a really great option, especially because it's usually on sale for like $100 versus $130 full retail. Design-wise, it's clean, it's simple, it's very portable, and the sound that you get out of the small speaker is incredible. It's very durable, it's IP67 water and dust resistant. It's also got these rubber bumpers on the side, so if you drop it on the side, it's not going to ding itself up. The bass on this speaker is surprising, especially because I think the woofers are on the sides of the speaker itself. Of course, you've got a party mode which allows you to sync multiple JBL speakers together so you can have stereo sound, and JBL says that it's got 12 hours of playtime, which is probably less in real-world usage, but 12 hours is what they claim. One of my favorite things about this speaker is how versatile it is when it comes to actually using it. You can set it up like this if you want, or you can set it like this because it's weighted in the back. And you've got this nice rubber foot. It actually rolls into the correct position no matter where you place it. It's also got this nifty strap if you decide to throw it around your wrist or maybe connect it to a bag or something like that. Not only that, JBL LS to create fun colored speakers, so there's a ton of different color options. I went for the black one because it's the simplest and the cleanest in my opinion, but there's a lot of different options out there for you, and I think if you're looking for a really great versatile